Howdy everybody, David here, and this is a walkthrough on the new Fantasy Grounds Volo's guide that just came out. And I just want to say that Fantasy Grounds has really done a bang-up job with this new Volo's guide. They've actually added a lot of extra stuff that's not into the book, as in generating encounters, putting all of the tables together for you, and with just one click of a button, you can generate an entire adventure with the details going from whatever boss you want, to what color eyes he has, to the number of eye stalks on a beholder, to the amount of minions rolling a 10d8 for kobolds or whatever. I mean, Fantasy Grounds has done a magnificent job with Volos, and I didn't really realize how much they've done until I really dove into it, and that's why I want to give you this video, because I want to show you all of the features that Volos has. So let's get started. Now first, as with every other 5e product that Fantasy Grounds puts out for D&D, there is going to be a desktop decal pack. Now, when you go to load up your campaign, you'll want to cycle through all of these desktop decals. And you can see that I have quite a few. I have all of the 5e products, so the more 5e products you own, the more desktop decal packs you will have. So just go down and find Volo's Guide to Monsters desktop decals. And when you click that, you'll have all of the desktop decals on your desktop, and you can customize your desktop. Really cool. So once you've got that, now we can go ahead and start the game, and we're going to take a look at what Volos has to offer. Alright everybody, so now that we have the decals loaded up on the extensions portion of loading the program, now let's take a look at these decals. So how you access them is in the cogwheel in the top right hand corner. You will go to the options, and in the second section you'll see that there is a desktop decal image. Now I have the D&D ampersand up there, and all you do is you just cycle through these. And just take into consideration, the more decal images that you have activated, you'll have more to rifle through to find the right one that you want. But for this video, I just have Volos, so you can see that there's 8 new Volos decals. Very nice images. One of the limited edition cover. I love the new gnolls. Here's some more gnolls. Great image here, Kobold and half-orc sitting down, clicking their mugs together, celebrating something. Beholder art and a stack of Volo's books. So let's go with the Tavern Scene. I really like that, and I love how the images are kind of faded into the desktop, and it's really nice that you can decorate this, and your players can see this, which is a good thing. So one week you can have this, the next week, or maybe even during the middle of the adventure, you switch it to another desktop image. Really cool. I'm really glad that they actually do the decal images, and it does spruce up the actual tabletop a little bit more. It'd be nice to see some more customization as well in the future, maybe when the new Fantasy Grounds comes out. But great job with the decals. Now the next thing we need to do is do what a lot of people forget to do, and go to the forums and say, I can't see my module that I just bought. Well, because you guys need to activate them. So we need to go to your library, and here's the new library interface with 3.2. I won't go into that, but you activate a module just like you would pre 3.2, and you just click on the modules button here. It'll pop up the module activation, and I have a bunch because I have all of the 5e stuff and a bunch of stuff I've created. But you want to look for D&D Volo's Guide to Monsters. And to activate it, you just double click on it, or you can just take the book and swing it open. I've already got it activated, so I've already got my information ready to go. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the massive, and I mean massive, improvement to all of the reference manuals, not only in Volo's guide, but the player's handbook as well, and also the DMG. And I know that Doug was saying that eventually they're going to have all of the 5e supplement reference manuals redone to simulate what Volos has come out to be. So every one of these modules has a reference manual. So as you go into your library, click on the supplement, Volo's Guide, and then come down to the reference manual. Now, when you open up the reference manual, you click on the Volo's Guide to Monsters, and now this is like literally thumbing through every page of the book. I mean, the way that they have this set up is now beautiful. The formatting is much nicer. They've got images added in to where before they did not have that, and it was very bland before, and it was very hard to read. But with this new reference, the way that they've got the reference guide set up, it's like reading a book, and it's actually really, really nice. So as you can see, it has the image of the cover here, all of everything here, and you can actually go into the different chapters. So here's Monster Lore, where it talks about all the major players in D&D for monsters, the beholders, the giants and stuff. So when you click on beholder, say you would thumb through the beholder section on page such and such. It's basically the same thing now. As you can see, it's formatted with images, all these little side notes that are on nice little pieces of art that replicate pieces of paper. The formatting is much nicer. I mean, that is such a huge improvement over the past modules. And like I said, Doug has already said that they've done the player's handbook, so you can literally go into your player's handbook and we'll check it out here in just a second. But like I said, the formatting is great now. And here's the giants. It still has everything, all of the generators, all of the tables, the charts, and you can even share these reference pages with your players. At the top, you would just click on Giants and World Shakers, and it's the same thing formatted, and you would just right-click and share like any other document that you have. Really nice. All right. So that's the new reference manual. I mean, I just love how this is set up. I mean, it's much easier to read. It's much more colorful. It has art, and like I said, guys, it's much nicer. Even the images, as they're smaller here, you can go to the full-size image and share it with your players if you need it. And then it has everything about the gnolls, all the different pages on gnoll tactics, treasure, everything. I mean, it's beautiful the way it's set up now. Has all the monsters, hags, kobolds, everything. And then it has, the bestiary, all the different monsters. It's nice. Kobold. Here's all the different kobolds, all the new kobolds instead of the couple of boring kobolds that they have in the monster manual. These kobolds have a lot more bite to them. Really nice. Sorcerers now. Talks about kobold layers. Here's a kobold layer map. You could use this for an adventure. Now with Volos and the way that Doug and the guys have this set up, you can generate an entire dungeon, boss, all his minions, everything, and you can place them all on the map. It's beautiful. It generates what the boss looks like, what his traits are, what his everything is, what, for beholders, what color each eye is, what color are the irises, what color is the middle eye. I mean, it goes into... They basically went far beyond what the book has, and they've taken all these tables and mixed them up and put them all together, created these complex tables that generate entire encounters for you, and then when you generate it, it puts it onto its own note page and its own entity, so you can save that for a later day, or you can populate 10 of them if you want to and save them. It's awesome what Volos can do. And I didn't really, until I dove into Volos, I didn't know what it could do. I thought it was just going to be another module, which is great, but this actually goes well beyond what you normally would have gotten. And like I said, they're going back and redoing all the modules, guys. And especially with 3.2, you could see that a lot of the things were updated. So very nice, very nice reference manual. I mean, this is just, it's beautiful the way that it's set up now. All right, guys. So let's check out that player's handbook, shall we? Because he was saying that this was redone as well. Well, it looks like it. So let's see. Here's the intro. Yeah, you can see it's got new formatting, all that good stuff. Look at that, guys. Holy cow. Really nice. Let's check out the DMG. Go to the reference manual. Here's chapter 1. Wow, look at that, guys. Now the DMG is so much easier to read. Look at that. And you just turn the page. Turn the page and just keep reading. Wow, look at that, guys. Is that not beautiful? Or is that not beautiful? Good job, guys. I mean, that's amazing. The formatting makes it so much easier to read. I mean, I will be the first one to admit it. I hated referring to information in this reference guide, but now this is where I'm going to go. I mean, this is just amazing. Good job with the new reference manuals. Good job. Okay, so let's take a look at the encounters and random encounters up here, what Volos has. So in the encounters section, all this is basically, it's self-explanatory. It's all the encounters. They're already pre-made, and you would just click on, say, Goblin Warband Flynn Leader. You would just take that, put it onto your map, save it for later, and then you can also generate it. You know, you can also add this to the combat tracker if you just need something quick. Just go ahead and hit that. It'll pop open the combat tracker for you, and then it puts the Warband Flynn Leader into the combat tracker. Piece of cake, really nice. It has all of that ready for you to use. Now, another section here is the random encounters. This is really nice. This is going to save you quite a bit of time. So, as you go through all the different sections of Volos, it has a lot of tables as, you know, this is going to need 60-10 kobolds, this encounter would need such and such. Now, for the beholder, so you can see it's all broken down into sections. So here's all of the beholder stuff that you're going to see, all of the Gnoll Warband stuff, all of the hag stuff, and the Yonties, and it just goes on and on and on. So here's all of the tables. So if you open up, say, the beholder greater minions, you know, minotaurs, you could see that you need 3d6 minotaurs. Well, normally you would have to, you know, put in the number of minotaurs, but all you have to do now is just hit this generate encounter button, and it did your 3d6 for you. So you got 9 minotaurs. Pretty killer, huh? And then it also generates the CR level for you and the XP amount, which is really nice. And then you could even change the token. You can unlock it, go to your tokens section, and then you could just drag and drop any minotaurs that you want on there, and voila. And it'll, you know, it's really nice. So the new random encounters is nice, and the random encounters is actually part of the story templates also that we're going to be talking about, which is coming up in just a second. So this is really nice. They've taken all of those tables and put, you know, out of the book and actually made them into virtual tables for Fantasy Grounds, which is just an awesome feature to have, and it's such a huge time saver. So here's all of the images and maps, just like normally. You know, you would just thumb through all of these, and now you'll notice that you don't have all these tabs at the bottom, which is nice. It's, you know, something that 3.2 has, you know, done for Fantasy Grounds. Next thing is I was talking about, this is another awesome feature about Volos, how it takes all of the tables and kind of mix it together, and with one click of a button you have an entire story template created. So let's go ahead and take let's say the Gnoll Warband. Okay, let's click on that. Now for the Gnoll Warband, it's going to create the Warband name. Anything that's in the brackets is what this generate button is going to do. It's going to, you know, make up the composition of your Gnoll band. It's going to give you a special creature from the table. It's going to give you the warband description of the physical traits, you know, the tactics. It does a beat on the drums to make sounds. You know, it does all that kind of stuff. Demonic influences. And like I said, guys, all you do is hit this generate button, and you can do this as many times as you want. So when you generate this, look at that. It pops it up, and all of the information is right there. It's beautiful. And where it goes is in the story tab. So you can open up your story tab on the right, and you can see that here's Gnoll Warband. So you want to rename it. So let's say we'll just call it Dave's Warband, Gnoll Warband, and you can see it changed it. So the more of these story, pages that you have, the easier it is for you to search, because okay, I got one called Dave's Gnoll Warband. You would just go down to the search box and find it easily that way. So here it is, everything that was comprised from before pre-generating right here, and now it's generated. So our warband name is Rabid Mongrels. I like it. The leader and composition is, here's the Gnoll Warband Pack Lord. All right, then you can just from here on this story page, you can take your Gnoll Warband map that you get with Volo's guide, and you can just take this as normal. You can change a token, you can unlock it, change a token, and then you can go ahead and add it to the tracker. But before that, you want to put it on your map if you're going to use a battle map. But if you do Theater of Mind, then you would just go ahead and hit the add to combat tracker. I mean, it's that easy. I mean, guys, it's that easy. Now let's check out the gnolls that he has that works for the. Wow, look at that! Look at that! That is a train wreck right there. If you were going to do that without populating it yourself, so like before, it's taken all of these tables, guys. All you do is you just generate this, and now look at this. How easy is that? Out of the 66 gnolls, it gives you 15 gnolls. 1d4 plus 1. The Yeenagoos. There you go. The Flesh Gnawers, the Gnoll Hunters, and the Hyenas. Now there's your warband, guys, along with the leader. Then you would take all of these, place them onto your map, and then voila. You've got your entire Gnoll Warband on the map, all in specific locations, and now the players can go in and try to save the caravan, all of the captives of the caravan, or whatever story that you want to, give the story. Here's, their physical traits is their eyes glow like fire. Here's a special creature, the main. Same thing. It has 2d6. You just populate it, and there you go. It gives you 8. Now you just drag those 8 onto your map, and you're good to go. Warband tactics, they use flaming arrows and burning pitch. Wow, that's going to be trouble. And they have no demonic influence. So that's Dave's Warband, Gnoll Warband. Now let's take a look at the Beholder template. It goes a little bit more into detail. There's a couple more different tables that are involved with the Beholder. So let's go ahead and generate one of these. There you go. And you can see that the Beholder template was added to our story section, and we'll just call this Dave's Beholder template for the tutorial set. Well, the first look sake. Now, here's the name of Fanatics Chelm, and what kind of Beholder do you want? Do you want a Beholder? Do you want a Beholder Zombie? Do you want a Death Tyrant with just a Spectator? Maybe one of the lesser Beholders that has just 4. Do you want a Death Kiss? Do you want a Gazer? Whatever you want. And all you do is just delete the rest. Now, you'll notice that it has Monster Manual in parentheses. You have to have the Monster Manual loaded in your library for it to pull that data. So you have to have it. If you don't, it'll come up with insufficient information or something like that. So, all right. We want just the Beholder for this. So we're going to delete everything else. So there we go. We have our Beholder now from the Monster Manual. Here's the Monster Manual, stats. Beautiful. Now, and it even tells you here in a little disclaimer, the these are provided in the Monster Manual, and you must have this module purchased and activated for the link to work. If not, you're SOL, basically. So here's the physical appearance of Fanatics Chelm. He has a 5-foot body diameter. He is a pinkish color. He has a normal mouth shape and size. He has human-like teeth. Ooh, that's pretty creepy looking. I like it though. And then he has smooth skin. Here's his 10 eyes and the central eye. Goes into detail what each color is, what each iris shape is, the size, the eye stalk texture, and the shape. Beautiful. Here's his personality. His ideal bonds and flaws. And like the other warband that we just got through, here's all of his minions. His lesser minions are troglodytes, so you just generate that. Wow, look at that. 117 troglodytes. Have fun putting that encounter together, although that would be a massive encounter, and I would love to see something like that. I might do something like that. Here's Cult Fanatics, and here's Cultists. 19. So this is all just lesser minions. This is a hell of an encounter. I know the wizards would be throwing fireballs every direction. That is awesome. Cultists, you can change the tokens, just unlock it. Then you go to the greater minions, fire giants and frost giants. Holy cow, have fun with that, right? You're going to deal with, not only are you going to have to deal with all those troglodytes, you're going to have to deal with all those different cultists. Now you're going to have to deal with 2 fire giants, a frost giant, 3 stone giants, and 3 hill giants. That is pretty cool. Like I said, here's the challenge rating of a 21, and then here's the experience points. Pretty awesome. Here's more greater minions. That's a lot. Here's the pets, the chimeras, 1d4. You just generate it, add it to the map. Down here in the chat window description, it gives you the description, and it should do that on the Null Warband as well. No, actually it doesn't on this one. But on the Beholder template, it'll tell you at the very bottom. Yeah, here it is. It's going to take the name is a Beholder diameter, blah, 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 and then it takes basically and fills it into the generated story page. So you can copy paste this if you want to, but just, you can paste it in there. Make it easy on yourself, guys. Just click on the chat window, the little chat icon here. You can just save yourself the copy paste trouble and just hit it. Piece of cake. That's awesome. So the new story templates is a great feature, and I love how they took all of the different tables and created these templates. So great job. Now let's take a look at the magic items. If you have the DMG, you can create items, as you know, using the Forge, right? So how you access the Forge is by hitting the Items button over here on the right-hand side. And this was post 3.2 as well. Now, there's a ton of magic item templates in the DMG. And this is something that has been done extra by Doug and the guys at Fantasy Grounds. And what they do is they take what the Forge is you can take a basic item like a short bow or a long bow or a glaive or anything, and as long as you have a magic item template for it, you can mix these things together to create your own custom magic items. Pretty dang cool, huh? But you have to have the Dungeon Master's Guide to have access to the Forge. And like I said, it's on the Items tab, and then it's in the upper left-hand corner where it says Forge. So let's go ahead and let's test out one of these new magic item templates. There's 4 new magic item templates: the Mind Carapace armor, the Shield of Farsight, the Mind Blade, and the Mind Lash. All right. So let's make a Mind Blade longsword. Let's open up the template first to see if it can be any sword. Okay, it can. So it can be any sword. It can be a short sword, a long sword, great sword, whatever. Let's go ahead and do a search for sword. And that's a great feature for Fantasy Grounds as a search. Now here's a great sword. Let's go ahead and make a great sword, shall we? So let's open up the Forge, and here we go. We will take our Player's Handbook Great Sword, drop it into the equipment portion of the Forge, and then we'll take our Mind Blade from the magic item templates of Volos, and now we have both of these items, and some things you can even add more than one magic item template. Now all you do next is hit Forge Magic Item, and when you forge the magic item, it was successful, so it's going to give you the green check. And then it's going to produce in the items section a greatsword, and it is searchable. We'll just unlock it and we'll put Dave's greatsword in. Okay. just so I'll show you that it pops up. So just type in Dave, and there you go. There's Dave's greatsword Mindblade. So the search feature is really nice. And like I said, it takes all the base item stats from the greatsword, like the 2d6 slashing, the heavy feature, the two-handed feature for the sword, and it adds that in there, and then it also takes the Mindblade description and puts it in there. So there you go. That's how the forge works. And like I said, there's magic item templates in Volo. There's not very many of them, but yeah, well, magic items. The magic item templates are made by Doug and the guys, so it works with the forge. And the forge is a great thing that you can create all kinds of cool, crazy stuff. So there you go. And then there's some magic items that are also in the book, and it breaks it up into section: armor, weapon, whatever. And you can also, like I said, you can just type this in, like type in mind carapace, whatever, and there it is right there. The mind carapace ringmail, and then it tells you it's from Volos. So anytime you do any kind of search, it's going to tell you what source that item is from. Really nice. Great thing with 3.2. All right, so let's take a look. Next, we'll take a look at the NPCs. The NPCs are just like any other 5e product. They're done by challenge rating, they're done by alphabetical order, and they're also done by what type of monster they are. So the A's, here's everything A to Z. There's a huge amount of new creatures in Volos, and these monsters are really nice. I mean, they've actually put dinosaurs in here, multiple kobolds, all kinds of stuff, orcs. It's really nice. New demons, devils, stuff like that. You can access them alphabetical order. You can also access them by challenge rating, or you can access by, are they an aberration? Are they a monstrosity? Are they a beast? Are they undead? Are they a dragon, celestial, etc., etc.? But you can also access them with 3.2. You can also access them through the NPCs button on the right-hand side, and now you can see that it has all of your monsters, as long as you have these modules activated: the Tome of Beast, the Monster Manual, any adventure, like all of those strange cultists from Princess of the Apocalypse, they'll all be in here. Anything special from any module will be there. And it's all in alphabetical order, so you can do your searches by different. You can do a CR search here on the bottom. You can do a type of search, whether it be monstrosities and whatnot. You could do it, you could search by name, so you can define your search much more. So over time, there's going to be more and more stuff added to 5e, and you're just going to have this massive amount of monsters like in 3.5 or 4th edition. So on the, it's going to give you, like, here's your animated armor, and then it tells you it's from the Monster Manual. Perfect. Here's the Arboreal Grappler. It's from the Tome of Beast. Here's the new Archer for NPC. It's from Volo's Guide. So very nice with the new 3.2. How it just merges everything that you have activated. This is such a time saver for DMs, believe me. All right, so we've taken a look at the NPCs, and now let's take a look at spells really quick, which there's only one, and it is a wizard spell called Wall of Water. No need to take a look at that. It's Wall of Water, and it's also going to be added into your spells. So on the right-hand side, now that you have spells that you can actually search, and here you go. Here's everything, just like the items, just like anything else. It is all pooled together. Got rid of the tabs, and now you can do refined searches. You can do archetype researches. You can do domain researches. You can search by spell level. You can just type the name of the spell in, and then it tells you what source that spell comes from. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now let's go ahead and take a look at the last thing here, which is the races. And these are all new races that are in 5e. I mean, some of them are talked about already in previous supplements, like the Aasimar. I believe the Aasimar is in the Princes of Apocalypse Player's Guide. Here's a new Bugbear. Here's everything that has to do with the ability scores. I mean everything. The new Furbolg talks about the new Goblin race, the Goliath that was talked about in Princess of Apocalypse as well. You can now play a Hobgoblin, a Kenku, which is like the Birdman, the Kobold, the Lizard Folk, the Orc, the Tabaxi. I believe the Tabaxi is like a feline or cat-like humanoid race, and then you can actually play a Triton. And just like all of the other races, you can drag and drop these onto your character sheet. And now with 3.2, instead of going to the reference manual, you can now access all of these through the Races button on the right-hand side. Really awesome. Now, it takes all of your races, and it tells you where these things are from. So the Dragonborn is obviously from the Player's Handbook. Here's the Aasimar. The Aasimar is from the Dungeon. Okay, it's the racial example from the Dungeon Master's Guide. The Aarakocra, the Elemental Evils Guide, and so forth. Here's the Elf and all of the Elf variants from the Player's Handbook. And then here's the Elf, which I believe from the DMG, it was the Eladrin, I think. So that would, seeing that it says Dungeon Master's Guide, it would give you the Eladrin in that. So there's the Ganassi from Elemental Evils Guide, and now it lists all of the different races. And look, there's actually quite a few races now in 5e, starting to get up there. Really nice. Like I said, these are all drag and drop. You would just make a new character, create item. We'll just open up that new character sheet here. And we'll just say that we're going to play a Kenku. You would just take that Kenku, drop it right on there, and you can see in the chat box all of the Kenku features were added. The +2 for Dex was added. The +1 from Wisdom was added. So you get the same automation from these races as the other races from the Elemental Evils Player's Guide, the Sword Coast Companion, the few optional ones in the DMG, and the Player's Handbook. So there you go, guys. That's everything to do with Volos. Volos is a very very nice upgrade of for a module for Fantasy Grounds. I mean, the new reference manual is amazing. I think that's huge. I think the story templates are huge. Everything looks good. All of the monsters still have art. You can go to the NPCs. You can click on let's see. You can click on the Auroch, and on the Others tab, it'll have the art. That's what the Auroch looks like. Then you go right-click and share, etc. and etc. So everything is beautiful with Volos. I like it. So that's my complete walkthrough. I think I've gone on quite enough. You guys get to see everything that it has to offer. And is it a must-have for a DM for 5e? I think it is. You get all of the magic item templates, which there's not a lot, but still, you get to add those to the templates that you get from the DMG. There's a ton of new monsters. There are a lot of new NPCs. Like I said, the story generator is what's really nice, and I definitely am looking forward to using that. So, all right, guys. So, what do you think of the new Volos guide for Fantasy Grounds? I really like it. I think they knocked it out of the park. I love how all of the tables were taken and they went above and beyond to create these generators to create stories for you. I really like the new reference manual. I think that's great. But I want to hear what you guys think of Volos. So down in the comments section down below, tell me what you think. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Check it out, fantasygrounds.com. Check out the store. You can get Volos. I believe it's $49.95, and if you have the bundle, you can get a pretty big discount. I think it goes down to like $37 or $36. So let me know what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy gaming.